Hey user world, I am back with another video, and as you saw from the title, I'm going to be sharing my entire Louis Vuitton collection. This is a journey I started 10, 11 years ago, and I've been collecting pieces over the years in a steady pace. And I'm actually pretty proud of it because I took the time and didn't really impulse buy, did a lot of research, and made my final decision and making sure I really want that particular piece before I made the plunge. So I'm going to walk through each of these pieces. I'll keep it really short. If you would like me to do a more in-depth review of the particular bag, let me know down in the comments section and I'm happy to do so. So this is the first bag that started the entire Louis Vuitton journey. This is a bag I got back in 2012, so this is pretty much 10 years old. I purchased this when my friend was still working at Louis Vuitton, and as an employee there, I'm not sure if they do this now, but as an employee there, she gets access to a lot of items through their employee website where you can get a lot of the items for 70 to 80% off. I do have a pair of shoes that I'm not including in this just because I have that in my Chicago home. And of course, I'm just focusing on bags right now. So that's where she bought a lot of her items. And then for all of the regular items that are in store and not part of the employee website, she gets 30% off. So I was able to get this piece at 30% off, which I'm super thrilled about. But this is the delightful MM size, my first Louis Vuitton bag. I don't really use this one that often, unfortunately, just because back then I was still really into big bags. I was running around, carrying books and whatever, carrying a lot of things and not really understanding how to pare it down. I was also a lot younger then, so I didn't have shoulder issues. So the bigger the bag, the better, right? And why I don't really use this bag that often anymore is because of the strap. This is a single strap. It is pretty thick. And again, I think with my shoulders, maybe they're a little bit more slantier than most people. This tends to slip off of my shoulder pretty easily. So I find that kind of inconvenient. And you can see the wear and tear. I've used it for work travel and whatnot, but this is not my go-to anymore. You can see the vachetta is a little bit stained. Obviously, I did not treat this with anything. I didn't know to do so. And that's pretty much what happened, which is actually not too bad. There's a little bit of wear and tear here. And when I was in the store, I was insistent on having my first Louis Vuitton bag made in France. They did bring out like 2 or 3 other ones, and I saw that they were made in USA. I, of course, made the demand saying, oh, do you have one made in France? They're like, oh, yeah, let me check. And they came out with this particular one. This is a very slouchy bag, so there's not any structure to it, which is another reason why I don't use it very often. If I decide to go back and start using this bag again, I probably would get an organizer, but it's a very simple bag. The inside is just a complete open space. You can literally put anything in there you want, and it just comes with a pocket. I still have the original tags. So yeah, this back then cost $1,000 just to round it down. So I got 30% off of that, which is kind of nice. Comes with a little D-ring, so I do appreciate that if you want to hook your keys on there. The canvas is completely immaculate. There is corner wear because I didn't really take good care of this bag. I just kind of threw it everywhere. But overall, I would say for a 10-year-old bag, this is in excellent condition. I don't think I'll ever get rid of this bag just because of sentimental value. This is the first Louis Vuitton bag that I ever bought. It was a nerve-wracking moment for me because I was, fresh out of college, had my first job, made some money, but have never dropped so much money in one shot on a purse. So It was exciting, it was nerve-wracking all at the same time. So again, very, very happy with this. I just don't use it very often anymore. So apparently I was a very good girl and did not make a second Louis Vuitton purchase until 2019. And you've seen this bag in my previous video. If you haven't checked that video out, I talked about 5 reasons why I let purses go. I did feature the Louis Vuitton favorite in that video. So this is something I bought when I was visiting Lisbon in Portugal. Had no really intentions to buy anything, but passed by the Louis Vuitton store. I've been kind of eyeballing this particular bag as I was looking and starting really getting into crossbody bags. And remember that back then I was on a Tory Burch kick. So all of my bags were crossbodies. Then I decided to check out the Louis Vuitton store and found this favorite bag, and I decided to take the plunge. And this comes with a nice strap here, along with the metal chain strap, so you can use it as a shoulder bag or if you want to wear it on the crook of your arm. Most of the time, I just use this particular strap as a crossbody. I did mention in my previous video that I don't use this bag very often. I'm not sure why. I probably should, since it's such a lightweight bag. But this I probably have used in total of like 4 or 5 times maybe. So it is in immaculate condition. It looks like it just came out of the Louis Vuitton store. And I forget what this was priced at back in the day, but in Portugal they do run euros. So from what I remember, after the VAT refund, this came out to be about $600. So that is my second Louis Vuitton. This is my third Louis Vuitton purchase that I purchased back in 2020. I was very upset because I had a girlfriend's trip planned to Paris in 2020, and of course everything got canceled. Our flight got canceled, so we try to rebook, and then we're like, I don't know, it might be, what if we get stuck there, right? So of course, like most people, there's disposable income, so to speak, that we decided to not, I mean, it wasn't really an impulse buy, but I've been seeing so much about this particular purse, the Pochette Metis, and believe me, the hype is real. I love this thing. I haven't worn it till my most recent trip to Greece. And again, if you haven't checked that video out, I've got a pretty nice haul from Greece, so I'll link that up below there. This bag is such a workhorse. It is lightweight. It literally fits anything and everything that you want in such an easy manner. I remember going hiking, going up to the top of the mountain, and I was carrying this, and of course my boyfriend can't hike at all. He started whining and crying, so I had to, it was getting hot, so I had to like take his sweater, put it over me, and then we were carrying a water bottle, so I had to carry 2 water bottles, one in my hand and the other one I put in here, along with my other stuff, which is, you know, the Dior cosmetic pouch, as well as the card holder from Dress Up Your Purse, and then a couple other things that I had in there. So it's just like, first of all, really, dude, can you not hike? And second of all, I mean, it was amazing. I couldn't believe how much stuff I could fit in here, and it didn't feel heavy. Again, that really speaks to the design and functionality of a luxury purse, because a lot of the crossbodies out there that you know of, you load it up, it doesn't look very heavy, and then it ends up being really heavy because of the weight distribution. So I don't know if that's a specific design that Louis Vuitton has built into this bag, but I can fill this to the brim with a lot of heavy stuff and wear a crossbody, and it still does not feel heavy. And it's really great because you can put your passport here. It's very secure, and then you can put a lot of different stuff in these 2 different compartments. and it will still, even though it's black in here, the black interior, you can still find anything you need pretty quickly. And the best thing about this is that the back, you can easily put a cell phone in here. So again, you think that a lot of these Louis Vuitton bags are overhyped. This is completely not overrated. There's a reason why everybody loves this bag. So this bag is made in the USA. So I bought this when I was, just wandering around the mall, and I just went in there and bought it. So I was pretty happy because I bought this when it was still before all of the crazy price increase. This was probably around 2000-ish out the door after taxes, maybe 2200, something like that. So I'm not the kind of person that would buy the same kind of bag in multiple colors or multiple, different sizes. I just, that's not me. I'm a collector, but I like variety. If there was one purse that I would want to buy a second color in, it would be this one. That's how much I like this bag. And the two different colors that I'm eyeballing is definitely the Empreinte leather, the one in bicolor, and I think they just released a rose color, and I think that is gorgeous. I really like that one. The other Empreinte one is the regular, not the bicolor one. I probably would enjoy the blue or navy one with the red glaze. I think that's a gorgeous combination. So we'll see. And the last thing I'll say about this bag is that this is canvas. It is 100% waterproof in my opinion. I was in Greece and obviously don't wear it in a downpour, but it did drizzle here and there when I was in Greece, and I had no worries at all. I know with the traditional one with the monogram, not the reverse monogram, it comes with Vachetta letter. So I don't know, that's probably to me not as functional, and I'm really glad I got this one because this one is pretty much waterproof. Or at least water resistant. So something to think about if you're considering this bag. I would highly encourage you to just get it. So the fourth bag I purchased from Louis Vuitton is the Mazarine Empreinte leather in the MM size. This is one that I've been eyeballing for quite a while, and I've seen some other people out in the wild taking in the damier. I think that's the one I've seen most often, but when this came about, oh, I love this raspberry color. I got this bag from Rebag. I did a couple trade-ins of the random SLGs I had from Gucci and whatever, just laying around that I don't use anymore. So I did a bunch of them trade-ins, and I got this bag, and I didn't have to spend any money on it, which is kind of nice. And I do really enjoy this bag. I took this one to my Europe trip last year, and it's just a really functional lightweight bag that I really enjoy. The functionality of this bag is quite awesome as well. Again, me and my crossbody straps and the top handle. For this one, it's just a open compartment. There's some glitter in there for some reason. But again, it's very spacious. There's one little pocket here, and I got the Rebag certificate still in there. It didn't come with a box, but it didn't even come with a dust bag, I don't think. Yeah, so this was a very pared down. It wasn't a full set, but again, very simple. You can fit a lot of stuff in here without having it being too heavy. And to be honest, this one, I feel like you can fit a lot of stuff. It could probably fit just as much as the Pochette Metis, but again, this one did feel heavy when I started weighing down on the stuff in here compared to the Pochette Metis. So something to think about. But overall, the wear and tear on this bag has worn beautifully. I probably need to condition it because I was bad. I wore so much sunscreen when I was in Italy, so I start touching it and it feels like this portion of it is a little bit faded, so I will need to condition this bag to bring back the vibrant raspberry color that this have. I really like this one because it's not screaming Louis Vuitton in your face. You do have to get a little bit closer in order to see the Louis Vuitton logos. So this is a really good one. I don't have that much to say, and I do like how if you don't want to zip things up, I mean, you definitely can. So I think this is a pretty unique design. But if you unzip it and want to leave it unzipped, there's a magnet here, which is pretty convenient to kind of just have easy access. And just a side note, I'm gonna do a little bit of ranting here, but a lot of people out there, this might be an unpopular opinion, but Louis Vuitton, a lot of the designs, not all of them, but a lot of the designs have been really well thought through. Execution wise, in recent years, I can't speak too much to it because I haven't really bought from the boutique, but stuff like this, right? Like, this is pretty smart. I mean, this, in my opinion, this is a unique design. And honestly, Louis Vuitton is pretty innovative when it comes to designs like this. So just my 2 cents here. So the fifth bag I don't have here with me. I actually brought this bag back to Chicago because the top handles, the rivets inside did break, and I think it was completely my fault. I'm talking about the Keepall 60 that I have. In my last video, I took it to Texas when I was visiting my cousin, and I decided to shove the bag underneath an airplane seat, and I think it got caught on something. So the rivet from the top handle broke off. So I was waiting to go back to Chicago to take it to the Louis Vuitton store to see if they'll fix it for me. And if you want to check out the pack with me for a weekend trip using the Keepall 60, I'll link that down below as well. I will say, please don't take the Keepall 60, fill it up, and go on a flight with it because it is so incredibly heavy. My flight was delayed, so I had to walk around because I don't want to sit there any longer at the airport. So I just started walking around with stuff in there, all my stuff in there. And it was just so heavy that I had to basically grab it to vertically and just start hugging it and carrying it around. That is a bag that you want to use on road trips where all you have to do is carry it from your car to the lobby to the hotel room, and that is it. Do not take it on a plane with you. It was funny because I was at TSA going through security, and one of the TSA ladies saw me like, "Oh, that is a gorgeous bag, but I am not jealous of you right now because that thing must be incredibly heavy." I'm like, yes, I regret my decisions. So, and for that particular bag, I did purchase that from a Japanese retailer, and I think I got that for around like $600, $680. And it's a vintage bag. It was from 1992, and it has held up immaculately. That's something I wanted to point out. If you ever get a vintage Louis Vuitton, feel the canvas. Feel the canvas compared to the canvas of the Louis Vuittons are made today. You can feel a big difference. The quality of the old ones, the vintage ones, are much, much more thick, very sturdy, and it just feels a lot more high quality, which I also think that contributes to the weight of the bag as well. So if you ever have an opportunity, definitely feel that, and you can tell the difference. So the sixth bag that I purchased is the Noe. I've been wanting this bag forever, and I got this off of Rebag by doing a trade-in. So I think I ended up having only to spend $60 on this bag, so I was thrilled. And this was the perfect combination I was looking for because I wanted the monogram with the red straps and the red interior. I won't spend too much time on this bag because I did do a quick review on my top 5 everyday bags, and this is literally my top everyday bag. I did get inserts for it, so if you are interested in getting inserts for your Noe, or if you're purchasing a Noe in the near future, definitely get the inserts. It doesn't add too much weight to the bag, but it is very convenient. It protects the insides of the suede, and then of course you've got an organizer, and then if you want to keep this tightened up so that you have some security, or if you want to leave this open, this organizer has a zipper compartment, so you can keep at least a section of it pretty secure if you want to leave this open. And I did get this summer of last year, and I've been using it nonstop ever since. The wear and tear on this one, I mean, I got this used, but the wear and tear since then has been pretty much non-existent. So it's a pretty pristine bag, and I think I'm gonna have this forever. And this is my last Louis Vuitton bag. Again, you've seen this before in my previous videos, but this is my work tote. This is the Louis Vuitton Empreinte leather in black on the go in the MM size. It fits a laptop. And I wanted something nice for when I go on my work trips. My favorite part of this bag is that this long strap, and then also the top handles. I know there's some people out there that say that this bag can get pretty heavy, but in my opinion, I don't think it doesn't feel that heavy to me, even when I have laptops and notebooks and, you know, business cards and my usual, you know, cosmetic pouches and whatnot in here. It doesn't get that heavy, so maybe I'm just weird, and I think the thinner straps does help that it is leather for the weight distribution. Same thing with like the Neverfull. In my Full of Page, I feel like that can get pretty heavy because there's a lot more room for you to put stuff in. And the reason why I wanted the MM size is that it forces me to pare down so that I am not lugging around bricks when I'm on my work trips. So this is my last Louis Vuitton. So I was able to fit all of my Louis Vuitton bags, X the Keepall. I wouldn't be able to fit that here anyways. All in one screen here. And I just want to quickly go over the 2 Louis Vuittons I did let go. I'll insert photos here. Basically, it's the 2 Speedies. The first one is in epi leather. The reason why I let that one go is because it was very structured. It's also very bulky because it's so structured. It does not need any organizers in there. So it wasn't the bandeau version. If it was the bandeau version in terms of the Speedy, I know the epi doesn't come in that. I need a crossbody strap so that I have functionality and versatility with it. So I decided to let that one go because it was very bulky, very structured, and it didn't have any straps. The other one that I let go is the Speedy 40, and that was kind of like the vice versa, right? It was quite big, but it has zero structure. It became incredibly slouchy, and I didn't like that look. But then, like, if I were to put an organizer in it, it also became really bulky looking. And again, that one was not the bandeau version. Even if I did have the straps, I feel like it would just be this shape on the side of my body without an organizer. I didn't like that look very much. So I decided to let those 2 go. So I hope you enjoyed this video and see my very curated Louis Vuitton collection. I don't foresee myself having 15 different Louis Vuitton bags in the future. At some point I might, if I had to let go of any of these bags, it would probably be this one, just a side note. But again, I'm not the kind of person where I'm going to collect Louis Vuittons and have, you know, 3 of these colors, 3 of these bags in like 4 different colors, or, you know, 2 of these in 2 different colors, or maybe the big size and the little size. That's not something I want to do. So I really am proud of my very curated Louis Vuitton collection with different functionalities and different designs and different sizes and different functionalities. So I hope this was helpful to look at my entire Louis Vuitton collection. so that when you are building your collection, or maybe you're making your first Louis Vuitton purchase, this will give you a good idea of what you like and what you don't like. Like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I want to cover topics that will help you adult easier. Life is hard. I want to help you save time and money so that you can live your best life and hopefully less than retail. See you next time.